What's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're back for some player props and spreads in the NBA for Monday, April 12th. A recap from yesterday, 4-2. The parlay of the day cashes was Zion Williamson's over in PRAs, Knicks -1, and the Timberwolves versus Bulls over 231. You love to see that easy money. And I want to take a quick shout out to Logan. He's been doing the MLB picks, which are normally posted right after this video. He's been 20-8 over his past 5 days, so check that video out if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, click that like and subscribe button. We're trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the time I leave for Utah and Vegas, which is Wednesday. We need a little bit of help, but I believe in you guys. If you're new to the channel, click that like and subscribe button. Also, when I go to Vegas, I will be placing a parlay that equals the amount of subscribers I have. So at this moment, it'd be 2,800 subscribers. If that parlay cashes out, I'm giving a random subscriber 20% of those winnings. That'd be about $560 right now. So enter, it's free, and you get to see this channel every single day for not only MLB, but NBA player props and spreads, as well as our betting tips and tricks video. Last but not least, if you want to join our Discord community, almost 1,000 members. I believe we're at 988 at the moment of recording this. Join it, first link down below. Let's get into the picks for today. And like I already talked about, Zion Williamson, we're back on the train tonight. Points, rebounds, and assists. We're all in. I'd consider his points line as well. I do not have an official line, but I don't really care what it is. Assuming Lonzo Ball is out, which he may or may not be in or not, Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander-Walker will both be out. And you've seen point forward Zion take over the last 2 games. First game, 37 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. Next game, last night when we picked his over in PRAs, points, rebounds, assists combined, 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. The man's an absolute legend. He's an absolute tank. And it's a matchup against the Sacramento Kings. And you can't get beat that, man. He should be able to beast and feast on them. You've seen him beast and feast on this defense earlier this season. No doubt about it. We're locking in Zion Williamson over in points, rebounds, assists. If you want to be, that's the more conservative route. If you want to just take his points, I anticipate him to get that as well. He should drop 30-plus points again tonight with or without Lonzo. We'll have an official line later today, but I'm all in. Moving on into arguably one of the hottest players in the NBA. And I'm not even saying pause after that. Stephen Curry, he's on a scorching tear, shooting the peel off the ball. He's been absolutely unreal recently. 6 straight games cashing his over, which is 31.5 points tonight. Tonight we're taking it again, 31.5, taking the over versus the Nuggets. Like I said, 32-plus points in 6 straight games. He just dropped 36-plus points in 3 of those 6 games. And the last time these 2 teams played, that is the Warriors and the Nuggets, Curry dropped 35 points on him. He's got Facu Campazzo guarding him. That doesn't scare me. You could shoot right over Facu. He's like 5'10". He's short king, whatever you call it. He doesn't scare me at all. It's going to be a tough day in the business for him today. Stephen Curry locking it in over 31.5 points. Don't even think twice. Stephen Curry has been on an absolute scorching shooting rampage. Take it and don't think twice. One of my favorite player props of the day, and here it is, De'Aaron Fox. We're going back to that Kings versus Pelicans game, and De'Aaron Fox has absolutely destroyed the New Orleans Pelicans this year. You look at his 2 games. This is what he's had. 38 points, 4 rebounds, 12 assists. And then his next game, 43 points, 4 rebounds, 13 assists. That's why we're talking about it today. We're taking his over. You could do either. Over 26.5 points. You should hit that with ease. Feeling more conservative, over 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I don't really care which one I'm taking. Like I've said, he's absolutely destroyed this Pelicans team. Not only will they be down Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 2 of their better guards, Lonzo Ball might also be out. He should be able to absolutely destroy this. And did I not mention over their last 15 games, the Pelicans are giving up 29 points per game to opposing point guards. That is by far the most in the league by a point or 2. We're taking the over for De'Aaron Fox, 26.5 points. Don't think twice. If you can same game parlay it with Zion. Both should easily cash. I'm betting on it. A high-scoring game. Over-under is set at 231.5 points. That is absolutely unreal. While I won't touch the over-under, I think De'Aaron Fox, good chance of hitting that over 26.5 points or over 38.5 points, rebounds, assists combined. Moving on to a player that has hurt a couple people in the Discord. And like I said, if you want to join that, first link in the description down below. Nikola Vucevic, he hurt a couple people a couple nights ago. We're taking him tonight over 9.5 rebounds. A similar thought process to what we talked about with Domantas Sabonis yesterday, which was over 11.5 rebounds. He treated us nicely to 15, plus that was plus like 104 value. But same thing, versus the Grizzlies, you got Valanciunas. You don't have to play much defense. You just sit in the paint, just take your 2 steps out of the paint, 2 steps back in, don't get your 3-second call, and you're good to go. That's all he has to do. Maybe some pick and rolls, but it's going to be with Ja Morant. You don't necessarily have to. I mean, he's a better shooter this year, but not something I'm scared about. But if you look at the games against the Grizzlies, at least in their last 5 games, this is what opponents have done. Obviously, we had Sabonis, 15 rebounds last night. Then you had Julius Randle, although he doesn't really guard Jonas Valanciunas, but Nerlens Noel. The Knicks aren't really a great example, but Julius Randle still 10 rebounds. Onyeka Okongwu, 11 rebounds. Bam Adebayo, 10 rebounds. Dwight Howard, 12 rebounds off the bench. You get the point. We're taking the over 9.5 rebounds. We're sitting at minus 124 value. It's also worth noting in his 2 games against Memphis, the last 2 games against Memphis for Nikola Vucevic, he had 11 and 16 rebounds, both easily cashing his over. We're taking the over, 9.5 rebounds. Don't think twice. If you want to parlay it, if you want to just bet on a double-double, probably same exact thing. I would do it in a heartbeat. Moving on, I don't have an official line for this player, but we picked him last time he versed this team. That is Karl Anthony Towns versus the Brooklyn Nets, and truth be told, I don't know what the Nets are going to be doing tonight. I believe they will be starting Blake Griffin. You don't love that for Nets fans, but LaMarcus Aldridge, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving all are out, as well as I believe Tyler Johnson, maybe a couple other players. But you got to love Karl Anthony Towns. You should absolutely abuse this Brooklyn Nets front court. And I'm not really worried about it. The last time these 2 teams played, final score was 112-107. The Nets won that game. But Karl Anthony Towns did his thing, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. Like I said, the Nets will only be having Kevin Durant tonight, and maybe you'll see in our over-unders and spreads of the day which one I'm leaning towards. We're taking Karl Anthony Towns. I haven't decided on an official line, but just take a look at it. Like I preach, do your research, be confident in your picks, but I can't say it enough. Do your research, make sure you like the picks you're making. Don't just be tailing someone blindly. But we'll keep going. Moving on to my first over-under of the day. And we're coming back to this one. We haven't bet on them in a hot minute, but we're back, and we're taking the Magic, the Orlando Magic, their team total under. This under should be around 107.5, as the game total is about 220, which is arguably too high for a Magic game, but I won't be saying that. We're just going to take the Magic's team total under 107.5. 106.5 is fine. You look at the Magic over their last 17 games, they've only hit this over 5 times. This is purely just a numbers play. Sure, the Spurs might not be the best defensive team. We're not talking about like the Suns or the Knicks or a team like that really gets it down in it and tries to play really good defense. Spurs aren't going to be that, but they're a Greg Popovich-led team. They're not going to just let people just have a field day on them. I think they'll play good defense. And it's worth noting that the last time these 2 teams played, which was exactly a month ago today, and March 12th, the Orlando Magic dropped a big, drumroll please, 77 points. You don't love that? That's not very good, but you love that if you're betting the under. We're taking the under. Magic team total, 106, 107.5. I don't really care what it is. We're taking the under, no doubt about it. Moving on into my first spread of the day. And arguably, I didn't really love a lot of these spreads. A lot of them are really weird. I mean, it's the NBA. So like we talk about, any team can win any given night. You just saw, you see it all the time. You saw the Brooklyn Nets lose to the Lakers outright. And it's just, I try to avoid spreads as often as possible. I'm normally more of an over-under better, as you have seen if you're new, if you're a long-time subscriber, which shout out to all of you guys, the 2,800 of you. But we're taking Timberwolves plus 9.5 versus the Nets. I don't love this pick. But like we already talked about, the Nets will be without Irving, Kyrie Irving, James Harden, LaMarcus Aldridge. Not that LaMarcus Aldridge is that good, but they're going to have Kevin Durant, and that's it. And, you'll have Kevin Durant, you have Joe Harris, you have the Bruce Browns, Jeff Greens of the world, but it's going to be Kevin Durant on probably a minutes restriction because they don't need to force 35 minutes down his throat. Pause. But, yeah, you got the Timberwolves. Like I said, the last time these 2 teams played, Timberwolves only lost by 5, and that was with more than just Kevin Durant out there. I think the Timberwolves can keep this close. I didn't have an over-under line, and I don't know if I like the over tonight. I feel like the Nets will play a little slower, even though we beat it into everyone's head, the Timberwolves overs, just because they don't play an ounce of defense. But I don't know. I'd probably lean the under tonight, but it is the Nets. I don't know. I didn't have a pick. I also didn't have the over-under line. So we're just going to rock with the Timberwolves plus 9.5. Don't think twice. Other leans of the day, which I won't make them as official plays, and then we're getting into the parlay of the day. We're talking Knicks versus Lakers under 205.5 points. The line looks low for a reason, so we're taking it. They combined for 192 last matchup. Take your research, do it, see what you like about that line, and then over 228.5 points in the Suns versus Rockets game. The last time these 2 teams played, I believe the final score was like 130 to 1. 33 or something like that. They combined for 260 plus points. Suns look at this Rockets team and are like, yo, we can take the night off defensively. We can just outscore this team. I think they'll probably do that again tonight. So that would be it. Parlay of the day. We're talking Zion Williamson over PRAs, Nikola Vucevic over in rebounds, and Timberwolves plus 9.5. Guaranteed Timberwolves are going to hurt that. That's going to be the last leg that fails. But that's been Austin. I'll recap all the picks real quick for you. Official picks. We got Timberwolves plus 9.5. Then we got Magic team total under 107.5. I'd consider Karl-Anthony Towns lines, but I don't have them. Probably would take it in points if I had to. Points or rebounds. I'm not really sure. Nikola Vucevic over 9.5 rebounds. We got De'Aaron Fox over 26.5 points or 38.5 points, rebounds, assists combined. Then we got Stephen Curry over 31.5 points versus the Nuggets, and Zion Williamson over 41 PRAs, whatever his line is, points. I don't really care. We'll have official lines later, and you can drop them down in the comments if you want, but I'm likely going to be all over them unless it's absolutely absurd, like Zion Williamson over 32.5 points, something wild like that. But Zion should sit around 28.5, 29.5 maybe. I'd take that over. Probably I'm going to lead the over in PRAs just because they're down a bunch of guards. He should be getting a lot more rebounds. Plus, you got Josh Hart, who's out, who snags like 15 rebounds a game for whatever reason. We're taking Zion Williamson over in PRAs. Those will do it. Thank you guys so much for the support. You guys have been absolutely killing it. Unreal support. And I look forward to seeing all those new subscribers, people joining the community. And we're going to keep killing it. Keep posting daily videos. Even when I'm on vacation in Utah and Las Vegas, you'll still see the videos coming out daily. Check out Logan's video in a little bit. This is his first video solo, so we'll see how it goes. This has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace.